Good morning. I'm Christine Dunbar with SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Friday live question and answer class, where we take your questions about the American accent, pronunciation, intonation, and anything else you'd like to know about improving your American accent and your American English. Welcome to those of you who are here on Facebook for the first time. Please join us on YouTube if you would like to ask your questions in chat. I check in and will be taking live questions throughout the class, so feel free to ask them whenever you have them, and if you're in the YouTube channel, you'll be able to ask those in the chat. So welcome back. Last week we were talking about vowel sounds and vowel letters, and we're going to continue that topic today. So you can ask questions regarding that, and of course any other questions you may also have. I do a free class every Friday morning, sometimes at lunchtime and sometimes on weekends. So check out my channel page. You can see when the next broadcast will be. And if you subscribe and click on the bell for notifications, you'll get notified every time that I'm live and when I upload a new video for you. So our accent classes usually cover one topic, and I always give you a quick tip that you can use right away to improve your American accent. So we'll do that at the end today. I have over 300 videos on my website and on my YouTube channel that can help you with all aspects of pronunciation, intonation, the American accent, all those difficult sounds, things you didn't realize about your accent, and how you can work to change your accent patterns and improve how well you're understood when speaking English. My website, speechmodification.com, also has free practice materials to go along with the video lessons, so check that out under the free practice. And I have online courses where you can get a free trial and try my professional courses for improving your American accent. So check those out on speechmodification.com. Please ask your questions as we proceed, and while we're waiting for the questions, we're going to talk a little bit, as I said, about vowel sounds and spelling. So Facebook, you may have seen, I asked you the question, what vowel is in the words was, have, can, want? If you said A, you're incorrect. Yes, the letter A is in those words, but each of those words, even though they're spelled with an A, have a different vowel sound. So what we're going to talk about today is how to pay attention to the vowel sound in a word rather than the letters, and how to learn which sounds to pronounce and to correct. Hi, nice to see you. So, as you know, English is not spelled with letter sound correspondence. Basically what that means is we just have the 5 letters, A, E, I, O, and U, to represent the vowel sounds in English. And not only is that not enough letters to cover all of the vowel sounds, but we don't use them consistently. Our spelling system developed over time and is based on the English language over a long period of time, as well as words coming into our language from other languages. So spelling is not our friend when it comes to knowing how to pronounce words correctly. You also will have difficulties with pronouncing vowels correctly because in your brain you have the vowel sound system from your native language. You can see a lot of information about this, how to understand those phenomenons and accent patterns on my vowels playlist on YouTube and also on speech modification. It can be very helpful, and I suggest that you go to the website and take a look in my store, get the free download for your accent patterns based on your native language. That can be really enlightening in terms of why you're making differences and what sounds you're making differently. I'm doing well, Rizwan. Nice to see you. Thank you. So it's especially important to learn to think about vowel sounds and not letters. In last week's class, we talked about the letter O and some different vowel sounds it can make, and you can see that video on my live playlist and also some information on that on my website. Today I want to look at some examples, like I said, with the letter A, like was, have, and can. So letter A can say lots of different vowels. Let's take a look. So when we're talking about letter A, I'm talking about the spelled letter, letter A. This spelled letter can make many more sounds than just these 5 sounds, but here's some examples of the sounds that you can see. So letter A can say the sound A, as in black cat, And I'm listing these here. I use these as anchors to help me think about the vowel sound. So when I think of the sound ah, this is the symbol you'll see in the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, the IPA symbol. When I think about the sound ah, I think about the words black cat, and that helps me remember the sound and make comparisons. So we'll do that together later. Hi, nice to see you, Shweta. The letter A can also say its name, A, like in gray day. It can say aw, like in caught law. It can even say like in red tent. We think of this as being an E, but the letter A can also say that vowel and it can say the vowel schwa, as in such fun. So let's look at some examples. And what we're going to do is we're going to think about these anchors and use them to help us listen for the sounds in words. You can see the anchor words for all of the vowels on my website. Here's a graphic that I like to use, which shows you the location of the vowels. So we're talking today about A, gray day, that's a front vowel. About a, that's a low open front vowel. About that's a mid vowel. And about these two back vowels, aw and ah. Ah being a mid vowel with rounding, aw, and ah being a back vowel, low open with no rounding. That's a lot of information. Check out individual vowels videos on my playlist and my vowels playlist for understanding the vowel system. But let's go back to our letter A. So let's take a look at the word have. In the word have, what is the sound of the vowel? We spell it with A, but the sound is a. Have has the same vowel as black cat. I like to make that association. I can think to myself, I have a cat, ah. I can think of that sound and correctly sort that vowel, that word have, in this category. But what about the word any? That's spelled with an A, A-N-Y, any. So any black cat, any black cat. No, that's not the same vowel. Any day, any day. Again, different vowel. Any law, any law. You can see in my face, I have to change the shape for that vowel. It's not that vowel either. Any red tent. Oh, any tent, any red tent. Any actually has the vowel, any. So another word, anything, has that vowel as well. If we were going to spell English consistently and correctly, we might actually spell any like this, any. When we see that A, we don't necessarily think of that sound, so it's useful to make the comparison to our anchor. How about the word was, was? Anybody want to guess, where does that vowel was go? What's the sound in there? Let's see, was cat, was cat. Nope, that's not a match. Was day, was day. It's different too. Was law, was law. Nope, still not there. Was any, was red. Nope. Was fun, was fun. Yes, there's my match. Was such fun. Was has the vowel schwa. So I spelled that with an A, but I really don't make any sound that I associate with the letter A. I make the sound that I associate with So if I was going to spell was, just like it sounds, I would spell it W-U-Z, was. And we think of the letter A, was, and we don't always think of that vowel sound correctly. How about the word want? Want. Let's see. Want black cat. Want black cat. Nope, not the same. Want gray day. Nope. Want caught law. Want law. Okay, there's the vowel. Want has the aw vowel. The symbol for that looks like a little bit of a backward C. Want. I have to open and be back for that vowel and have some lip rounding. Want, want. Some people will say want with more of an vowel. Want, want, want. I can't do it that way very well. Some people, it can be, is some crossover between the ah vowel and the ah vowel. The ah vowel like in not and hot. But want, I categorize that with the aw, with the rounding. Okay, let's try one more. How about say? Say. That one's a little easier. Say goes with gray day. Typically, you're going to be able to correctly guess the ones that have the A. We often spell it with a Y. The say, A says A. What you want to watch out for when you're saying those words and those vowels is that you're holding that vowel long enough. You see how in American English, the A vowel has two symbols there, an E and an uppercase I. A, that's because we say A as a diphthong. We lengthen A. And many times in your native language, you may have a sound called like A, that's just this first vowel, A. So you might say nim, say, and you really want to try to lengthen and make sure that's a diphthong like the American English, say, gray day. Any questions so far about this or anything else? Any other topics you want to know about or your questions today? I'll watch for those and go ahead and ask them, and I will stop talking. Let's do a little bit more sorting of some words. So let's think about the word said. Said. Again, I'm spelling that with an AI, and many people think about the word say, and they think the word said might be more like said, but actually we say that like said. So if you think about that, what vowel sound is in the word said? Let's see. Is it black cat? Ah? Nope. How about red tent? Red said. Actually, yes. Said has that eh vowel. Red and said rhyme with each other. So if you have difficulty and you tend to use the incorrect vowel in the word said, it can be very helpful to pair it with another word. You're probably saying the correct word, the correct vowel sound in red. So if you can say red said to remind yourself to use the eh vowel, that can be very helpful. Okay, how about the word and? And, one of the most frequently used words in English. And. I can feel my tongue is forward. If I compare, I'm not saying an A, black cat, and it's that vowel. It's the vowel ah. And. So I'll have an exercise like this for you with the vowel sounds for letter A as well as the vowel sounds for letter O on speechmodification.com in my free online practice materials if you'd like to try it out, to listen to the vowels, to check and to try sorting them. It can be very useful and very eye-opening that we don't often think about the sounds, and the letters in words can frequently confuse us. So I hope you found that helpful. You can also, on my vowels playlist, look at any of those individual vowel sounds to learn what types of error patterns you may have from your native language and to learn which common words to be practicing on to change the vowel sounds and correct them. Again, I'll show you this graphic. You can find this in my vowel overview video as well as on my website. And this has all of those anchors. So you can note which vowel sounds you have an issue with and try to learn the anchor words and start to generate a new sound system in your brain for those. Great, so that was what I wanted to teach you today about American vowels. You can get more help for that on my playlist and website, as I said, and I'd be happy to take any questions you might have about words that you would like help pronouncing or other topics in American English, so feel free to ask those. If you're watching this broadcast on the replay, you can always leave questions and comments in the comments section, and I do go back and check those. And I answer your questions. I may even make a video for you if I don't already have one. I'll direct you to where you can find that information in my playlists and on my website.